That man too dey talk, he too dey talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Poor man pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still dem talk say make we no talk, but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you let go, yo yo. Mayegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀, làmọ̀ tó dé dúdú.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching now or joining me from. It is Mayegun Live.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Share this broadcast as you are joining. Read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast. Share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today. Sanusi Lamido Sanusi has been returned as the Emir of Kano. It's the theory of if one king doesn't die, another king will not emerge. You are playing. Gandollar thrown the Kano Emirate into chaos because he wanted to escape the political scrutiny, taking responsibility for his own crime. Sanusi too, who wasn't really like pure. I have stories to tell you tonight. Share this broadcast. Is not possible, something cannot be changed, it is because those who are controlling you, they do not want to lose the control. Listen, when they tell you that Nigeria is not negotiable, it cannot change from what these guys are forcing on us. It is because of those who are going to lose out once this feeding bottle is taken away from them. Share this broadcast. So now, what today? So we can leave the music and then have a chat. Good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you. From wherever you are joining us tonight, it is Mayegun Live. The news out there is about the latest developments from Kano, and that is the reinstatement of the former Emir of Kano. A lot of you knows the whole story, but for the sake of those who are going to possibly research into this in the future, the diary would love to retell the story that led to the events of today in Kano. So let's flash back to 2014. This was the year a future Emir of Kano, is supposed to be the prince, kind of, who also happened to be the central bank governor of Nigeria, was being investigated for corruption, mismanagement of fund by the Jonathan's government. Now, Jonathan's government was about to nail Sanusi, and the only way out was for Sanusi to drop the bombshell there was a missing $40 billion oil money. Jonathan cannot account for it. And as the central bank governor, he is telling all of you, Jonathan and his people, they've stolen the money, $40 billion. Jonathan, where they weren't born before. Around that time, Kwakwanso, Gandollar, the two of them, they were the governor and the deputy governor of Kano State under PDP. Jonathan wants to go for second term. They've told him outrightly, no, if you try it, we are going to go against you. That was the North. So Sanusi, the central bank governor, under probe, investigation for corruption and then embezzlement, running into billion. I mean, Sanusi, as a central bank governor, right? He was donating money like is MK Abiola, a businessman, 1 billion naira to this Islamic university, 1 billion naira to this other one. Central bank donate 2 billion naira for Kineko Arch, kind of like that. But Jonathan was from the minority tribe, ethnic nationalities, is to say, the Ijaw. Immediately, Sanusi dropped the bombshell. PDP, ACN, CPC of Bokuwari, ACN of Tipnumbu, and PDP of Atifku and Kwakwansop. They grabbed it. I don't know, maybe it's by the stroke of fate. Sanusi got suspended. No, sorry, got removed by Jonathan. He was to be arrested that same week for corruption. Like you are seeing Emefiole today. Sanusi would have been in handcuffs in court for corruption too. And so the Emir of Kano, Adobayero, just died. Immediately. You see this current Emir of Kano, the one they removed today, is the son to the former Emir. He was going to be the Emir. But to save Sanusi from going to jail, Kwakwanso upgraded him and announced him as the next Emir of Kano. And that same day, they ensured that they protected him from the DSS who wanted to arrest him. El Rufaya, the rest of them, they took him straight to Kano. And that's how he became Emir. And Jonathan cannot go and arrest Emir of Kano. Right? Sanusi became Emir of Kano. And as somebody who was kind of counted as, who belonged to the class of Okonjo Iweala, what's that guy's name again? That one, Akinwumi Adeshina, agriculture. A few other kind of brainy guys. Those shining stars of Obasanjo stroke Jonathan's time. So therefore, he was seen as a scholar who wanted the best for Nigeria. But it was when he was trying to kind of, because he exposed corruption, and the system, the establishment came for him. So it was a toast of everyone. If Sanusi Lamido, Sanusi Emir is not attending your events that year, that event is not one of the best. He became a superstar Emir. He was living flamboyantly. Then 2015 came. Kwakwansop, Atifku, Saraki, and the rest of them, they decamped to a newly formed political party called APC. And it was like, it was like everybody was in on it. Then APC won the election. Egbere Jolantan was defeated or rigged, it doesn't matter. And Gandollar became governor of Kano, succeeding Kwakwansop. they said everything was fine. Oh, everybody, they mind their business. Like Gandollar was doing his own thing. Sanusi was doing his own thing. There was no problem until 2020. Right. Yeah. Until 2019. So, and it was towards the election. The video of a Kano State Governor, Abdullahi Gandollar, made it to the internet. A state governor collecting dollar bribe from project contractors. He was collecting his 10%. A total of $21 million was collected by Gandollar as kickback from the government contractors. And that was very, very loud. To the point that a lot of people reacted. And Sanusi too reacted. And he called on the State House of Assembly to remove him because Gandollar has brought shame to Kano. In response, Gandollar launched a probe into the Kano Emirate. They wanted to know how Sanusi has been spending the money given to the palace. So for the first time in a long time, the government was interested in knowing how Sanusi has been spending that money. And it didn't take long. They found out that Sanusi that is asking the House of Assembly to remove Gandollar, he himself has been spending like a drunk sailor. No accountability. In fact, hundreds of millions of naira could not be accounted for because they were used for the pleasure of the Emir. That was what Gandollar wanted. You. If Jonathan couldn't get you, I will get you. You get loud mouth, you can talk, and the rest of that. Before then, Sanusi has been talking about girl education or education for the poor, healthcare, the increasing alimajiri in Kano. He has been speaking out, condemning the government not doing enough and all of that. So they now came and they said, even you, Sanusi, how much of the Emirates money that you are using to buy antique cars, exotic cars, and going on, and your children, your family, going on an expensive holidays, right? This money, how much of it have you expended to the poor? Anyway, shall I cut the long story short? While they were still dragging that, an announcement was made by the State House of Assembly. Okay? There will no longer be just one Emir of Kano. There will be Emir of Bichi, Emir of this, Emir of that. They just created another 5 or so Emirates. They broke the Emirates into 7. There is still Emir of Kano, but it's within the Kano municipality. Municipal. It's nothing like Emir of Kano. No. There's no Emir like that anymore. And those who are like chiefs from the surrounding communities or what have you, they just upgraded them to become emirs. And this was the announcement that day.
The governor of Kano State, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Gandollar, OFR, has unanimously approved the immediate removal, dethronement of the Emir of Kano Emirate, Mohammed Sanusi II. The Emir of Kano is in total disrespect lawful instructions from the office of the state governor and other local authorities, including his persistent refusal to attend official meetings and the programs organized by the government without any lawful justification which amounts to total insubordination. It is on record, and in so many instances, Muhammad Sanusi II has been found breaching Part 3, Section 13A to E of the Kano State Emirate Law 2019, and which, if left unchecked, will destroy the good and established image of Kano State Emirate. This removal is made after due consultations with the relevant stakeholders and in compliance with Part 3, Section 13 of the Kano State Emirate Law 2019 and other reasons stated above. The removal was reached in order to safeguard the sanctity, culture, tradition, religion, and the prestige of the Kano Emirate, built over 1,000 years. His Excellency Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, OFR.
So, in short, that was meant to be the announcement of an end to Sanusi as Emir just 1 year. Just about 5 years, 2018, that's 4 years. Just 4 years after becoming an emergency Emir. But that guy said, did he just say something like the Emirate is 1,000 years old? That is not true. That's what we are saying. So, Kano Emirate, Sokoto Caliphate, none of them existed until 1807. Okay? That's just about barely 200 years ago. And this was after Uthman Dan Fodio, the first jihadist to stage terrorism in Nigeria. Northern Nigeria was Hausa land mostly. The Hausas, they are their kings. And when the Fulani came and they killed them, that was when they appointed Emir in Kano, Sultan in Sokoto, changed Gobir to Sokoto. But they will continue. They have continued to repeat that, say that we have been there for 1,000 years. There is nothing called Emirates in any part of today's Nigeria until 1807, when the Fulani terrorists, led by Uthman Dan Fodio. So you see, Sanusi and the one in Sokoto, they are descendants of Dan Fodio. They are not indigenous people to Kano or Sokoto or anywhere until 1807. That's the history. Do you understand? For the sake of those who kind of have bought all these lies for some time. And that guy repeated it in that statement. Meanwhile, back to Kano. Here is a Gandollar agreeing, or should I say, Gandollar stating the reasons why he got a Sanusi removed.
Those two. When I became the governor, that is why you will laugh. I said, yes, Jonathan medicine is an important medicine. That medicine, even though I'm not a medical doctor, but that medicine will serve the same purpose of the same disease and of the same patient. So I took my Jonathan medicine and decided to save the system, to save the institution, and applied it effectively. And Jonathan were on the same page. I'm sure you had no regret. I too have no regret.
So that was Gandollar. when he was asked why he removed Sanusi, he said, I only gave him Jonathan's medicine. Okay? So, that is by removing him. Thank you so much, Jare, brethren in the temple. The Hausa leaders were called Heu or Seriki. Do you understand? Any other title then that were given, I mean, you know, Seriki or Shehu. I don't think Shehu fits them because Shehu, you see all these Fulani terrorists, they were called Shehu. So they were the ones who came in to teach the Hausas the Quran, teaching them like a fast. You know, when you hire Quranic teachers to come and teach your children. That was what Uthman Dan Fodio was in today's northern Nigeria then. When the Hausas had their communities, they had their kings, they had their tradition and everything working for them until 1807. So it was until the 19th century that this guy who was teaching the Hausa children Quran and all that now felt like they were too ungodly and their leaders were too corrupt. So you see those children, they were teaching Quran. Hausa children, they were teaching Quran. They were those primary soldiers that they used to conquer Hausa land because they have new faith now and they have new leader now. That new leader is Uthman Dan Fodio. They were calling him a teacher. They didn't call Uthman Dan Fodio master or called him a king or anything. He was called a teacher up to his death. Even after conquering Gobir and the surrounding areas, including today's Kano, after conquering them and killing their leaders and killing as many people as possible, they offered him the Sultan of Sokoto. When he created Tun Gobir to Sokoto, they offered him to become the first Sultan. He rejected it. Instead, he picked his son, Bello, to become the first Sultan. But they still referred to him as the first Sultan. But it was never like he didn't want to be. Do you get that now? So he was hired like Alimi and Afonja in Ilorin. Afonja hired Alimi. Alimi, who happened to be a voodoo seller, a jazz seller, somebody who is selling voodoo, right? So it will come, a Fulani that will come around and come to that Iga area called today's Kwara. Okay, I mean Ilorin rather. So it will come around, and then Afonja said, "Oh, it seems that you have some potent. I mean, you have some very good juju that have the potency. Could you be the one to help me prepare my army, fortify my army for me against the Oyo warriors that are coming for us? Okay. In fact, could you bring more of your people to join the army so that we can both conquer and destroy or defend this place?" And Alimi said, "Yeah, fine, I could do that." Afonja was so happy. Indeed, Alimi became, in the process of giving that Quranic, this Quranic, that, the juju and everything to the Yorubas who are with Afonja, he started converting them. They started becoming, if this one comes, they'll say, "I'm Shehu now." Ogunjimi come back, he say, I'm Shehu. Shehu, Abdul Fatai. I am this one, Shehu. That one, Shehu. That was how Alimi converted Afonja soldiers by teaching them Quran and giving them this and then use them, okay, to defeat Afonja himself, destroy him, and turn Ilorin, a Yoruba land, to a Fulani headquarters in Yoruba land today. That was what they did to the Hausas in northern Nigeria, okay? Uthman Dan Fodio was just this juju seller, Quranic teacher, okay, who now managed to convert so many Hausas and others to believe that their religion, their tradition is so wrong and they must be destroyed. And indeed they did. They destroyed as many as they could. That is the story. That is Nigeria history. That is the Fulani history. That is the Emirate, the Sultanate history in Nigeria. None of that existed until 19th century Nigeria. I hope, now let's proceed. Immediately, Gandollar said it's removed. Sanusi received it with pleasure, and immediately he moved out of Kano. Himself, his family, they were banished to Lagos since that time.